Hello everyone. Today I believe is June 22nd, Saturday, and I wanted to give you all a garden update. Actually, I guess my first official garden update. It's a little windy today. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let's get into it. Got my garlic here and my onions, which have been here in my last video, I believe. They do need to be weeded. I weeded them about a week ago, but these weeds, they keep growing. Alright, and we got the main garden here. I'll try to keep this short. Basically looks the same as it did last year. Nothing's up yet. As most of you know, last year I was unable to be here to see the garden grow, but this year I am here. And all the black that I have down here is my drip irrigation. I actually had that last year. Let's get into what I got planted. These first two rows all the way down are carrots. This row down to the first stake is squash or zucchini and yellow squash, and then from then on to down to the end of the row I have some bush peas as well as some Swiss chard. Here I have two more rows of carrots. Then here, you guys should recognize this. Got my 3 eggplant here, and then the rest all the way down to the bottom are my peppers. I don't have an official count on them, but I'd say it's around probably 65 or so. And then my tomatoes here, again, the same ones that I had in the house. And then you may think that they look a little small, but I did the trenching method. I didn't bring you guys along to do that, which I should have. I know some of you are quite unsure about what that means. So basically, my plant goes from here all the way over to here, and the root ball is actually right here. The root ball from this one is right here, because some of my plants were upwards of 2.5 feet long. So I cut off all the bottom branches, planted it. This is about maybe 4 inches deep. If we do continue to get a hot summer and I can't keep up with watering, you can easily just push some more dirt on top of it to keep the moisture in. But as you can see, most of them righted themselves fairly quickly. I left them out for 2 days, laid on their side, and they turned right up. I believe the MHP gardener, Bobby, told me about that hint in one of his videos about trenching, laying them on their side a day or two prior to planting. I didn't lay mine out here to turn up. I actually did it on a table closer to the house because I couldn't risk having something come and damage these, or a bad windstorm come through. But some of these tomatoes, again, that's only the top 25% of it, is doing quite well. So I think they're all taking, all but one of them. I think I broke the stem actually on one of the ones that farther down, but it still is alive and it's not showing that it's wilting. So I think I didn't break enough of it. It may come back. And then the peppers, some of them look a little odd because I cut them back. But then there are other ones. See if I can find one for you quickly. I'm trying to beat the rain. One like this, that's a nice looking pepper plant. A lot of the hot peppers, these here is where my cayenne start. Either cayenne peppers or the Hungarian wax. And you can see they already have nice set of flowers on them. As you come farther down, some of the Keystone Giants, which I believe they're down towards the bottom here, they already, some of them actually start having peppers on them already. Just, you know, little baby ones, but they're already starting to produce, and so far they seem to be doing quite well. Alright, anyway, since I'm down here, you can get a bird's eye view. The six rows right here that equal here, those are all sweet corn. Now for the past 2 years I haven't been able to grow sweet corn for anything, so this year hopefully I can get some sweet corn. This long row here, which goes all the way down to the bottom, that is sugar snap peas. And then these two shorter rows that are between the peas and the corn is, the first one is pole beans. Those are the stringless, Blue Lake stringless, which I did grow last year and the previous year, and they both did exceptionally well. Or I shouldn't say last year, the year prior to that, they did really well. And then the row in the center is cucumber. And you may say, well, why are you only doing excuse me, half a row? Well, you know, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with, you know, 100 pounds or 50 pounds of cucumbers when these start producing in a few weeks, in a few months. So what I'm going to do in about a month from now, 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to continue the bottom section. This whole bottom section, put more corn, more beans, peas. They'll be in and out, so once they are done during the summer, I'll rip them out, I'll till this stretch under, and I'll plant peas for the fall. Because they grow fairly quickly and they don't take very long to produce, and once they're done producing over a few weeks, then they're done. You rip them out, plant more. And the beans, cucumbers, and corn, as I said, they're all going to be planted down to the bottom. So right now there's nothing in there in that section. I'll just keep it tilled as the weeds come up. But so far the weeds haven't been a problem, and that's due to the fact that we haven't had rain here in about, I don't know, probably a week. We haven't had rain since I planted a lot of this stuff. The tomatoes I planted 2 days ago, or 3 days ago I think. Everything else I planted close to a week ago. Alright, back up to the top here, got my 6 rows of corn. This row here, which goes all the way down to the bottom, that's a mixture of watermelons, cantaloupes, honeydew melons, winter squash, all kinds of things in this row. They're all squash in a sense, but that's what's in this row. This row here, which they are coming up already, I won't tell you what that is. It's not a weed. I won't tell you what that is. I'll let you guess. So leave that in the comments below what you think is in that row, and then I'll give you the answer maybe in a few days from now, or depending on how many people respond. And then this row here is going to be pumpkins, gourds, you know, pie pumpkins, all that type of stuff. And the reason why I did whatever I planted here, I'm not going to give it away, is because once these melons start vining, I'm going to train them to come over to this. Whatever I planted in here isn't a long-term crop, and if it gets taken over by the melons, it's not going to be a big deal. I just planted it here to take up some space and for something to, well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with it, but give me a hint, or give me an answer what you think I'm planting there. Same thing with this. They're planted pretty heavily in here because I had seeds that were 2 years old, some that people gave me that I kind of have a mix of seeds. I have a lot of baby Pam, a lot of regular jack-o'-lantern pumpkins that I saved from last year, so I'm not sure what are good and what aren't good. So they're planted very heavily, but that's easily remedied. Is when they start coming up, thin out, you know, leave one every 1.5 feet or 18 inches, and then again train these to take over these two areas. There's nothing planted here. I don't have any lettuces or anything like that in yet. I don't need to. We're not huge fans of that here. Plus it's hard to sell that at a roadside stand because it wilts and goes bad so quickly. But anyway, this is the overview of the garden. I think I covered everything. Down towards the bottom there's some bush peas, there's some beets, some Swiss chard. There are some bush beans, yellow Eastern butterwax beans, bush beans, and that's about it. There's a lot of things I didn't plant that I did plant last year and the year previous because I'm trying to scale back, not so much the amount, but just the different types. I don't plant a lot of things that we don't eat or that I don't really want to grow because it just is too labor intensive or what have you. There's no need for that, so I don't plant it. So this is the update, and down there in the bottom are my potatoes. I'll get an update on that soon. They definitely need to be weeded. These are the weeds that are basically coming up right now in between the garlic and the onions. And I'll give you a close-up of these onions. I'm really proud of these. Last year and the year previous, the onions never even looked this good. I mean, these are just the tops right now. Some of these got, you know, 6 ferns or fronds or whatever you want to call them coming out of that. And my understanding is for every one that comes up is going to be one layer of onion. You know, look at the size of this thing. I mean, you can eat these as a green onion type, but you know, planting your green onions are definitely going to give you a better taste. But I mean, I'm happy. Once these are weeded, it looks real nice in here, and I'm really happy about how the onion bulbs are doing this year compared to the previous two. Alright, so that's the overview. Over there is the orchard. I'll give you an update on that maybe in a week or two. Not much is happening with that. The fruit is ripening up, or I shouldn't say ripening up. The fruit is growing, and couldn't be happier. Thanks for watching.